Okay, welcome to Smartphone Products 5 Practice WOD, and apparently we're going to select a table of smartphone products and display an order. So we're going to need Smartphone Products 4 for this probably. So let's start our timer and make sure we have Smartphone Products 4 here. Take a look at what we have to do. Click OK. So we're going to use Smartphone Products 4 as expected. Check that the table properly displays. So let's just run that. And I don't know why that's not running. Try that again. There it is. Okay, so that displays okay. And we're going to add a quantity desired column that looks like it's right here in the column that has text, not text boxes, but text boxes with names quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I assume that these are the text boxes and they're going to have the name attribute quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 corresponding to the index of the product array in the products array for that row. So this is products 0 data, so that's going to be called quantity 0 and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're not going to have a quantity 5. That's a mistake. Add the submit button to the last row of the table called quantity desired. That's this right here. And put the table inside a form with the action process order.php using the post method. So when I press purchase, it's going to go to take the data from the quantity boxes and send it to the process order.php using the post method. And going to create a file called process order.php that will be the target of that. So I'm going to have to create a new file, and it says that will be the target of the form action. Copy the data that creates the products array. So all this stuff that creates that's going to have to be put there, and the table and the code that generates the table. So the code that generates this also will be copied into process order.php. Modify the quantity desired column to display the selected quantities. So that's this from the selection page. So I guess if I put 1, 2, 3 here, if the user types that in there, puts 1, 2, 3 there, that's pretty basic. And generate this table. So this table and this table look pretty much the same. The only difference is these are input text boxes, and that takes what was input and puts it there. Okay, and use the $_post quantity 0, 1, etc. Okay, let's get busy with this. So I'm gonna copy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna copy all this here like that. Oops, gonna do a select all first. So I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna copy that, and let's start a new project. And this is a smartphone products 5, and we'll make that use the PHP built-in web server and hit OK. And I'm gonna just paste that in there. That's sort of a fast way to duplicate the project. Make this use the browser, and let's see if I still get the same thing. And that looks good. Okay, so I got that. Okay, so the first thing to do is modify this to give me add a new column here called quantity desired. So um, first thing to do is modify the header here. So product, brand, price, quantity desired. That's right here. So I'll take this TD as my table, as my prototype, and I'm going to add that right there. So I'm just adding another column to this top row here, and I don't want that to be brand. That's going to be the quantity, spell that right, quantity desired. Okay. If you don't like the way that looks, you can let that reformat and it'll put that there. Let's save that, and there. Now I've got the quantity desired there. Now I've got to add the for each row I need to add in that quantity desired text box. So that's down here. So I'm just going to copy one of these table cells, and let's add that. And that's going to be it's going to be an input box, right? And whose name is going to be quantity 0, 1, 2, 3. In this case, it's going to be quantities I. So I can do that down here, or I can put it in here. So I'm going to put it in here inside this printf. So that's going to be an input type equals text, and I think the size is going to be 3 characters, and max length 3 characters. We want people to type in too much stuff, right? What else do we need? Input type, oh, and then name equals quantity, and I'm going to put a %d here, and I'm going to let that be the $I, because that's going to be the thing that's varying here. See, I goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 number of products. So that's going to be quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And I close that up. And since I added that %d for the integer, I need to add the next parameter to this function. And that's just going to be $I, like that. Alright, let's take a look there. There, and I've got that. See, there it is. And if you want to check to see if the name of that's correct, you can inspect this element. You can go to Java Tools. Where's my Java Tools? Developer Tools here, and I can inspect this element here like that. I can always just do a view source too. But looking at, see, this is input type password. It's not a password. What is that? That's kind of weird. Let's take a look more closely. I gotta better make that bit bigger so I can see what's going on there. There it is. Okay, so I'm looking at this and see, I'm seeing it says quantity 3 right there, and I can keep inspecting if I want. Let's take a look at another inspection. Let's take a look at this one here. That should be 0. There, quantity 0. So this looks like input type quantity 0. So that's all going to show up in my it's going to show up in my form with different names. It's very important you have them different names, and the name quantity 0 means that it's associated with product at element 0 here. And I think next WOD we'll see kind of a more natural, easier way to handle this using HTML arrays. But for right now, this will do. Okay, so the next thing, I've got that. I need to add another row and put a submit button there. So the end of the row here looks like that. So I'm going to need I'm going to need a table row. So I'll put that right underneath there in the HTML. So table row and table data, and this is going to have a column span. I'm going to have a column span of 3, or is it 4? Maybe it's 3 or 4, because I want it to go over. I want to skip this, skip that, and put it there. I guess that's column span 4. Column span 4. I guess I want to style text align center, so I'll just copy that from here because I'm lazy and I don't want to repeat that. So that's going to center. Actually, I want my text alignment to be right. Now that I think about that, I want that to be right under this. So text alignment equal to right. Let's close that. And this is input type. And this is going to be my submit button. Submit. And the value of this should be, was it purchase? Forgot exactly what it looked like. So that closes the input there. And done with my table data. And then we got to close the row. Okay, let's see what that does for us. There, so that put this little purchase button there. Looks like I've got a double border here. So I'm going to take that border out by, let's see, border. Border. I wonder if I can do a border collapse. I'm going to just say border none. Okay, there. Got rid of that. So now I'm just inside the text box. Actually, I suppose I could get rid of this outer text box, the outer border for this. It's not really necessary. Just leave the purchase button, but I don't know. I'll put it there. The reason why I put this in the text in the HTML table is because I didn't want this purchase button to float outside of the range of the table. There's probably other ways you could do it too. I could have just made that blank, 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 and then centered it in there. There's a variety of different things you could do, but you know, we're not really about style right now. We can fuss with the style later. Now we need to take this whole table and put it into a form. So let's just take that whole table. So here's where the table begins, right up here. So we'll just stick that into a form whose action is going to be order. Oh, process order. That's what it was. Processors. Process order dot php. So when I hit the submit, that's the file that's going to get the data, and the method is post. So I'm posting it. And at the bottom of the table, I'm going to need to close the form. So my form is anything in here that has an input type or something like that, like here or there, is going to be in the form. And again, this input type here has different names, 0, 1, 2, so presumably that works. And if I hit purchase here, it's going to go to an empty file. There's nothing there. So let's see. Yep, no resource. Okay, that's exactly what I expected. Okay, so I think I'm done here. Now what I need to do is create the order process. So create a new file, not a new project. Cancel that. I got the wrong thing. New file, and it's going to be a PHP file, and it's process order. Finish that. Okay, so here's process order, and I'm going to copy all the code that's used to generate this table, and then I'm going to modify it. So I'm going to go back to here, and the first thing I need to get is I'm going to need this product array. See this products array? I need that to display stuff, so I'm going to go grab that. It's a bit redundant, so we'll find better ways to deal with that. But right now, we'll just use it. So it's duplicating data in two places, and that's bad because if I have to change it in one place, I have to change it in another. I'm also going to duplicate, more or less duplicate this table. So this actually cries out for some functions and some include stuff. Now I don't really need the form, but I'm just going to take the table, because I'm not, the next thing that I'm creating isn't a form, it's just using data. But what I do need is that for loop and this other stuff. So I'll put that over here and paste that like that. And let's reformat there. And this should just print out the table as I expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit purchase there, and I'm getting the same thing. Okay, that's what I expected. A little bit of a thing is we probably want to put a default value of 0 here, so if the user doesn't select anything, it just gives me 0 things. So I'm going to make the value of the input type here value equals 0. And what that's going to do is that's going to place a 0 there by default. There, see all the zeros there? And then I can now enter 1, 2, 3, and that's going to post. Let's see if that gets over there. So when I post, I'm going to do my little trick and put a var dump $_post. Put that at the very top, and so when this is going to check to see that when I get data, like let's see if I put a 1, 2, 3, and then when I go over there, I'm getting the data. See, this is what's in the post array: quantity 0, value 1, quantity 1, 2, quantity 2, 3, 0, 0, 0. So everything that was in that box in the previous page is now here. So now I'm going to take this stuff out of the post and put it in here. So I'm going to change quantity desired to quantity ordered, I guess, or ordered. And I'm going to take the purchase button out, and I don't need that, and take the text boxes out. So let's start by changing, I guess let's make this quantity ordered. And we need to change this. We don't need this text box anymore. We just want to print out the amount ordered. So I'll just put a %d. That's going to be a number. So this text box now just becomes a number. So I'm just printing out %d. And I don't want to print out $I. I want to print out $_post. I want to get the quantity. I'm going to use a double quote here. Well, I'll just, whatever. I'll just make a single double. Okay, quantity I. So this is going to be $_post quantity 0, quantity 1, quantity 2. So I'm creating the name to make it the key. I'm creating the key based on the names I know these things are in the other thing, and I'm going to get it out of the post array. Why do I know? Because I see I need quantity 0, quantity 1. So I'm just creating these strings, quantity 0, quantity 1. And let's save that. And let's resubmit. And now you see that I resubmit. I still get the var dump up there, but look, it's changed to quantity ordered 1, 2, 3. That was what I posted there. So that was nice. I need to put at the top here of this table, I guess a center, and then a u ordered, and let's move that center, save that, and reconfirm. And there it says you ordered. I guess it's supposed to be a big. That's supposed to be a header or something like that. That doesn't look right. I see. It's a header. So I'll just make that an H1. H1 like that, and /H1 like that. And think we got it. You ordered that. And now I just take out the purchase button and I'm done. Where is that purchase button? Purchase button is you ordered textile like that. There it is. This guy here. That, remember I added the submit button? I don't need that anymore. I'm not even inside a form, so I'm not using that at all. It's just purely an output. Okay, excellent. So now I just finish, get rid of this var dump, and I think I'm done. I'm going to test this out. I'm going to go back to here, and I'll just go 3, 2, 1. Put a 7 over here. Hit purchase, and then look, 3, 2, 1. Thanks 7. Got it. And that puts us at about 20 minutes. And I hope you did well and enjoyed this WOD.